Hello, let's have a look at some Spydercos this time. Spyderco needs no introduction whatsoever, everyone knows and loves Spyderco. They're one of the biggest names in the knife making industry, I'd argue. So here we have the Spyderco knives that have been designed specifically to target the UK market. This is the Spyderco UKPK. Now there is a number of versions of the UKPK, I have 3 of them here. So I'm going to start with them in order of which I purchased them. So this one here is the full flat ground drop point blade, which is, in my opinion, this is a rather ugly looking knife. I bought this as my very first ever Spyderco. I did intend on carrying it, however I never have done, simply because of the price of the damn thing. These, when I bought it, cost around 60 quid. I think it's still around that price right now. By the way, there's the blade steel if you're interested. I personally don't care that much for the steel. Like I said, it is a full flat ground. I don't remember if this is the G10 or FRN scales, because once again, that's not something I particularly pay much attention to. To me, the blade shape and the blade grind is more important, and how it's going to feel in the hand, whether it's not legal to carry, etc. So to me, steel and handle materials usually aren't that important. However, it is a very grippy knife. I mean, with this texturing and the finger choil, it is a very grippy knife. Of course, as I'm sure you're already aware, it is a slip joint, and that cutting edge is less than 3 inches long, because this is aimed, as I said, at the UK market. So this is 100% UK compliant. That said, I most definitely would not carry this in a big city centre. If you're in London, Birmingham, Manchester, Glasgow, Edinburgh, I would suggest you leave this at home, honestly, and opt for something like a Swiss Army knife or a case knife, because these really do push the limits in regards with UK knife law. If the police see you with this knife, they're not going to be too happy about it for the most part. Even though this is completely 100% legal to carry, the police are not going to like this. Now, we have this thin wire clip pocket knife, which I quite like actually. This is probably one of my favourite kind of pocket clips out of all the knives, because you pretty much cannot see these. If you've got this in the pocket of your jeans, clipped to your pocket, this is pretty much invisible. Most people aren't going to know that it's there by the clip. In fact, they're probably going to think it's a pen, if they can even see it at all. So it's very concealable, especially since it is such a deep carry. I mean, you can see there that pretty much none of the knife is going to be poking out of the top of your trousers, so that's a good thing. And because it is so thin, flat, and so lightweight, it disappears in your pocket. I mean, you cannot feel that it's there, which actually is kind of funny. That's one of the reasons I'm so afraid to carry it, is in case I do have it in my pocket all day and I forget it's there, put my jeans in the wash, then well, I ruined a good knife. Not only that, like I said, these are, it's a bit too expensive for me to carry, I think. Let's have a look at another UKPK. This one has the maroon scales, and this is the, I think it's the hollow ground version. I'm not sure if this is the hollow ground version or the saber ground version, or Scandi ground. I can't remember which one. Anyway, here we have, I think that's the blade steel there. Yeah, this is the hollow ground version with the serrations, and these are some pretty nasty serrations. By nasty, I mean they're bloody sharp. Most knife serrations that I've came across are usually, pretty crap. Spyderco means business with their serrations. They really do. I mean, these are some pretty serious serrations. And again, it's pretty much the exact same thing as the other Spyderco, except this one's full flat ground. This one has the hollow grind. Is it the hollow grind or saber grind? I can't really tell just by feeling it. Usually I can. Now, I think this one is actually discontinued. I bought this one from mindyourfingers.co.uk. The other two were bought of Heine Haynes. I think this is the last one they had, and I think this is now a discontinued model. So I'm not sure if that's going to be worth anything in the future, but I can't see me using it for that purpose. I mean, who knows, it might be worth something, but I personally don't know. Of course, like the last one, is a slip joint, cutting edge of 3 inches, UK friendly carry. One thing I have noticed is it's sort of mirror polish. I mean, you can't really see the grinding mark. Well, you can if you really look for it, but you can't really see the grinding marks that you can on the other one. Moving on to the leaf blade, I think they call it I think Spyderco calls it. This is the other UKPK, and then again there's the blade steel. Again, not something I care much for. Full flat grind once again. Honestly, these knives are all the exact same. The only difference is the blade. The handle is no different, so take that for what it's worth. Although my favourite out of the 3 of them is this one. This just looks better, and I think it'll be more functional. I mean, that comes to much more of a point, so it'll be better for piercing. But like I said, I think all these are a bit too intimidating for EDC. Maybe in some areas you might want to carry these, but again, I would not carry these in a big city. Now, just for comparison, I'm going to show you another one of my favourite knives that I do actually carry. This is the Boker Plus XS. I'm just going to use the leaf blade UKPK in comparison. This one is considerably heavier, it's got a thicker blade, and it looks even more aggressive. It has a thumb stud over the spidey hole. You can see here. Now these two are basically, they fill the same market. They're both sort of modern tactical slip joints that are both legal to carry in the UK. The price point is kind of competitive as well. I mean, these Bokers run at about £45 to £50. On this particular one, you can change the thumb stud to any of those 3 positions. This one is definitely a hollow ground with a drop point blade. I personally favour this over the Spyderco, although this is a lot less pocket friendly. I mean, you can see here about this much of the knife sticks out of your pocket, so people are much more likely to notice you have it, and this is actually probably a little more aggressive than this. Although I would say this is a bit more heavy duty. I mean, this has metal liners. You probably can't see it in there, but I can assure you this does have metal liners because I've had this knife apart more times than I can remember. Either way, these are both excellent knives. I just prefer the Boker over the Spyderco. Not discrediting Spyderco whatsoever. In fact, I don't think I can discredit Spyderco in the slightest because they're one of the biggest names in knife making. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it at that. Thank you for watching.